Close enough. Well, today I'm going to be giving y'all this 3-ish month update on these GODSPEED coilovers. I don't really recall how many miles it is, how many miles it's been. It's been at least 5, because I've definitely done an oil change since I put these coilovers on. So probably been anywhere from 5 to 7, maybe 8,000 miles since I put them on. And gonna do a quick little POV drive, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about the pros and cons and what I liked and why I bought them. So for those who don't know, and I'll put a little card up here in the corner of the screen for you to go back and watch. This car, I recently put GODSPEED Mono SS coilovers on my Mark 6 GTI. And like I said, I've been running them about 3 months now, anywhere from 5 to 8,000 miles. I haven't really been keeping up. And today I'm gonna give you a review of them while we go for a little drive. I got the microphone hooked up near the exhaust. I played with the audio settings a little bit. I hope it works out well. I'm not really gonna like do any crazy drive. I'm just gonna put around town. But also, I tried my hand at vlogging. Like my past 2 videos have been vlogging. I have one hell of an exhaust leak. Not an exhaust leak, but a boost leak. I do also have an exhaust leak as well. But hopefully I'll be able to fix one or both of those this weekend. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I tried my hand at vlogging pretty recently, and the videos, obviously they didn't do as good view-wise, but the general consensus is that people like them. And now that I know that you guys like that type of content, I'm gonna start becoming more comfortable about acting, you know, like how I would normally act and putting it on film, because I try and clean this stuff up a little bit, but y'all seem to like when I'm really acting like myself. Jesus Christ, that sun is bright. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna work on doing soon. Maybe do it a little more often, see how it goes. But on to the coilovers. First, I'm gonna talk about why I chose these coilovers to begin with. I got these, so when you look them up online, it always says that like they're pretty much always on sale for like 630 bucks, 650 bucks. But like the retail price is like 750, but I don't know anyone that's actually paid like full price for a set of these. So we're gonna assume they're about 600 to 650 bucks. For $650, they sit price-wise right in between Racelands and like your BC coilovers. Here's why I chose the Mono SS's, the GODSPEED coilovers. The issue I was having was that, one, I've rode in 2 or 3 different newer cars on newer Raceland setups. I didn't like any of them. It's like way too bouncy. This isn't the smoothest thing in the world, but it's not nearly as bouncy as some of those Racelands I've rode on. So that was the big thing. 2, I wanted a camber adjustment in the front. So these coilovers come with top hats. They have adjustable dampening, and you can adjust the camber in the front. And I'm running like 2.5 or -3 degrees of camber in the front, something like that. And I figured that would be really useful for me in the long term, especially if I started getting more crazier with my wheel setups and stuff like that. 2.5, 3 degrees really isn't too much in the grand scheme of things, but it's better than nothing. And I didn't want to buy some Racelands and then get stuck on some wheels and that I couldn't find a way to make fit. I just wanted as much adjustability for my money as possible. And the most expensive Racelands still don't have any camber adjustment in the front. It's only dampening. Also, these coilovers have I want to say it's 16 ways or 16 clicks of adjustment for dampening. The rears are at their stiffest. It's at 16 out of 16. The fronts are like 12 out of 16, I think. So they could be stiffer. But I'm sitting a little lower in the rear. Also, I can't get by, so I'm just gonna drive straight. I'm sitting a little, I need to get in this lane, but it's so bright I can't see shit. They're basically full stiff in the rear and most of the way stiff in the front. Honestly, I mean, it is a little bouncy. These aren't like really expensive coilovers. They're 600 bucks, you know. But I think they're a lot better, like noticeably better than Racelands. But if you can afford BCs, I still think BCs would still be the better option. I don't make the type of money, or I wasn't at the time, to justify spending the extra $400 for BCs. Also, another thing is that these GODSPEED coilovers come with adjustable end links for the front. The Racelands don't, I don't believe. And most of the cheaper coilover options don't come with adjustable end links. So that would have been like another purchase I'd have to end up coming out of my pocket if I decided to go too low and I actually like really needed adjustable end links. So that was another deciding factor. As far as like ride quality goes, like I said, it's really not that bad. I'm a big dude, so I'm a jiggle regardless of what coilover's on if I go over a big enough bump. Like I said, I've rode on a few cars with Racelands. These are way smoother, like way smoother than Racelands. BCs still ride better, and I keep referencing BCs because they're like the logical next step after GODSPEEDs price-wise. So that's what I'm gonna keep referencing. But ride noticeably better than fucking Racelands. But BCs would probably still be better if you can afford them. One of these coilovers, this front driver's side one, I think this is my third video talking about these coilovers. I think it's the second video where I was talking about this issue. It's died down a lot now, but when I first put these coilovers on, when I would make a hard right turn and like the weight transfer to this side of the car, I would get a thud coming up from this coilover. And I don't know if it was the coilover itself. I don't know if it's something in my suspension that was tired, but like I tried putting back the stock end link, that didn't help it. I still need to order another aftermarket end link, because if you watch my videos, I ended up having to cut one of my end links, or one of the ones that came with the coilovers, and then throw one of the stock ones back on. But that didn't make a difference with the thud. It just slowly died down on its own. And I don't know if that's like an issue on my end, like install wise, or if it was an issue with the coilover or what. But hey, it stopped doing it, so I stopped tripping over it. But that was definitely something to note. Also, the instructions aren't all too great with these coilovers. Now, I don't know how other coilovers are. I don't know how other coilover kits are for these cars specifically. But on this, with these GODSPEEDs, if you want to raise or lower in the rear, you have to completely undo. You have to, you can't adjust the coilovers up and down with the coilover still bolted to the car, it seems like. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. It seems like I'm gonna have to undo the shock itself from the spindle or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and adjust it, and then bolt it back together, and then drop it back on the ground. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like when I was contemplating lowering it more. That's just something to note. I don't know how the Racelands are. I don't know how BCs are. I don't know how the what's the other one people swear by? I can't remember the name, but I'll put it somewhere in here so for you to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's something else to note. Can I please go? I'm not gonna make this light. Fuck. So far, like, they've held up really good though. Aside from that thudding issue, I hit a big ass rut in the road on this side of the car doing like 60 or 70 miles an hour. It was like 5 a.m. and I was rushing to work. I shouldn't have been going that fast, but they were doing construction that day before, and I guess they didn't, I don't know, something was up. There was a big ass rut in the road, and I smacked the shit, bro. My subframe took a beating from that shit. And coilovers still seem to be holding up. I don't think any of them have blown yet, but when one does blow, I will be sure to let y'all know. And if you don't see it on my YouTube, you'll probably end up seeing it on my Instagram, which you should follow me. It's Derrick_EF, DERRICK_ the letter E and the letter F. You should follow me. You really should follow me. Because I'm more active on my social medias than I am on YouTube. Just throwing it out there. But also, if anyone's wondering like my wheel setup or whatever, it's a, I don't remember my offsets, but it's an 18 by 8.5 in the front, 5 by 112, and it's an 18 by 9.5 in the rear. Same lug pattern. I'm running like 4 degrees of camber in the rear, and like I said, I'm running like 2.5 or 3 degrees of camber in the front. You can get 4 degrees out of these stock arms, by the way. You don't have to buy, if you're only trying to fit a 9.5, you can get enough camber out of the stock arms to make a 9.5 work. And if you can't, you can always roll the fenders and still make it work that way. So either way, you can fit a 9.5 back there for sure. 10.5s, I don't know. You're gonna need some help or some serious rolling. But a 9.5 you can fit back there for sure. So if that's what if that's the setup you're thinking about running, go ahead and do your thing, Playboy. Do I think that they're worth the money? If you don't want to be like a complete broke boy and go with like some fucking Racelands, you know what I'm saying, like $400 Racelands or whatever, and you ain't balling enough or you can't justify spending $1,000 on fucking BCs, I think these are a fantastic option. Also, I think the spring rates in the front, it's like, it's either 8K front, 7K rear, or 7K front, 6K rear. I think it's 8K front, 7K rear. I wouldn't mind something a little stiffer, especially if I ever wanted to go lower, but I mean, $600 coilovers. You can't complain too much, you feel me? It is what it is. But yeah, I do think these coilovers are worth the money if you can adjust your expectations accordingly. Also, here's a tunnel. Had to do a couple of poppy pops, bro. That's law. That's law. You just got to. But overall, so far, I'm pretty satisfied with these coilovers. I'm satisfied for the money I paid. Although, if I were to do it again, assuming I had the money, I would definitely go with at least some BCs or something like that. Because you can't, I mean, BCs, the customer support can be pretty iffy unless you're like Adam LG or someone relevant. But the coilovers themselves seem to be pretty solid quality. I don't know what customer service is like for Godspeed. It's probably non-existent damn near. Raceland actually might have better customer service than fucking Godspeed. Cause like, Racelands are kind of like McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're very mediocre, but they're consistently mediocre. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Godspeed, I don't know. There's not enough on the internet about them and their customer service, if there even is customer service, for me to really give a solid answer about them. But yeah, I think these coilovers are worth the money. I am satisfied with my purchase. I would recommend them to someone, like I said, that didn't want to cheap out on Racelands, but couldn't afford BCs. I think these are okay. I think they're okay. I'll put it like that. But I think I'm gonna end this video right here. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. Please share it. Please share the videos. If if you don't even like my shit, like if you don't have to watch my videos like that, but sharing it can help me out tremendously. Sharing a video can help me out more than just you watching my video all the way through. Because if you share it and you don't watch it, but then 3 people out of the thousands of people that might follow you watch it, that just helped me out a fuck ton just from you sharing it. So if you have the time, share my shit, nigga. Appreciate it. I'm gonna end it right there. Peace out.